back. We have to be careful about how big is going to be our cookie. I would say, do not start from a big cookie. My idea is that I'm going to be a little bit smaller. I'm going to open and then make the, so I'm probably going to go a little bit taller, right? And we are going to transform considerable these shapes, okay? So I'm going to start from a cylinder like this, okay? So I'm going to go in. Sometime again I mentioned, when I have a lot of clay, I usually tend to put my 2 fingers, but it's very important, especially today, that your bottom and your walls are at 90 degrees, right? Because if not, this probably you are gonna be able to trim, but there are gonna be pieces that, or areas that are gonna be really, really heavy, okay? I'm making the bottom part, okay. Oops. You always need to keep the shape, okay? Because the tendency is that this piece probably is going to start opening, right? So you always need to keep control from the top. And you always need to keep clay on the top because this is what we are gonna be using, okay? So I'm going to try to compress the bottom part. This is part that we are going to trim at the end, right? So I don't care too much, but it needs to be compressed, okay? And then what I'm going to do is start pulling as a very long cylinder, okay? A very long cylinder and tall. Look at that, I control the neck because this is a part that I'm going to try to squeeze later, but I don't want at this point just to open too much, okay? And I still have a lot of clay. Okay, so I have something very, very tall. Probably these 2.5 pounds for the small pitcher because I don't think for a creamer is probably too much. Okay, now what I'm going to do is usually you start removing some clay from the bottom, right? Because what you want to do is being able to grab the clay from this part, right? And I'm going to start to make the shape that is going to be round. And then at some point, I'm going to squeeze this part to make the tall part, okay? So this is what I'm going to do. So this is letting me just to grab the clay, and there is where now I'm going to pull from the inside. I'm going to hold from the outside. And I'm going to think about what is the maximum that I'm going to make this round part. Suppose I say, okay, I'm going to stop here. So this part I'm not going to touch because this is the part that I'm going to go with a straight neck. So pretty much from this part to this part is what I'm making the round shape. And I'm going to pull one more time because I want to make very obvious that it's making round this part, okay? So I have to move the clay from the bottom. I need to really push from inside, right? And I need to have control. Go slow. Do not go really, really fast. And probably I'm going to stop around here. Okay? So I'm making this round volume with these hands. I'm going to do one more time, then probably I'm going to stop there. You always can use your ribs to do that. Okay. So probably I'm going to stop here. And now I'm going to concentrate on the neck. The neck, I don't need to squeeze too much, but if you grab the neck with your 2 hands, you're gonna be able to squeeze. And then the movement that I'm going to do is consecutive movements of pulling. So I'm going to keep pull up. So this is moving up, right? and compressing and coloring. Coloring is correct, my pronunciation? Okay. So really what I'm doing is I'm pulling clay to the top, okay, and squeezing, right? And I can do it one more time. So there are consecutive of one and the other one. And you can pull, this is the step that you can really decide it, how much you can squeeze your shape. I can squeeze as much as I want, but really this is up to you. So this is the idea, very round, and here I'm changing. If I